are listening to an Atomic Broadcasting production. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the feature presentation. And remember, do your part, such as like, comment, rate, and don't forget to tell a friend to tune in for an Atomic Time.
Now, where did we leave off? Ah, yes. Our party plunged into the Forgotten Vaults and encountered a vile gelatinous cube. Barely killing the monster in time to save a paralyzed Uver, they stopped dead when they heard something try the handle of a nearby door.
Did you say something about trust issues?
Eliro. Neros.
I'm sneaky.
Neros doesn't have trust
I'm sneaky
issues.
and I have trust issues.
Yeah, he's sneaky and they have trust issues.
Not in the tradition, not in the Alero sense.
But
I mean, maybe on some level, but not like deep inherent trust issues that Alero does. Neros is a different character.
fair. I'm not saying
Hello.
Neros and Eliro are the same character,
They're
by the way.
not.
I know they're not.
She just distrusts
just-
people for different reasons.
Just like me.
She doesn't like my left curl.
You don't have
Just
to
to
trust your
cut it
friends.
off.
It's worth it. Cut it off.
Anyway,
To be fair, though, I'm not cutting off my beard. So
I'm not cutting
I
off the
am.
left
it
curl.
would be a tragedy.
I'm cutting off your beard.
When people,
bring it
okay,
on.
so whenever I'm used to seeing people with facial hair and then it's suddenly gone,
So I
it freaks me out.
I thought
I need to
about
try
doing
this.
No Shave November with Jordy this year because it's been so long since I haven't had a beard. I forgot what it feels like, but I don't know if I'm gonna like what I look like because I'm pretty sure I have baby face.
I'm not a big fan of what I look like. And I was
I
thinking
know.
about shaving it, but it took me a very
Yeah.
long
Well, the
time to
first
even
time-
get here, which isn't great.
First time I saw Jordy without a beard, I did a double take because I did not
It
recognize you at
still
first.
freaks me out every time. Like I know it's coming, and I'm just like, what?
Next
Well,
session,
see,
I'm
the
gonna
problem with
go
how
beardless.
the problem with how Jordy does No Shave November is he shaves before November.
Yeah,
The day before.
the day before.
Because you
And
can't
that's
shave
the
on
issue,
November.
You can't shave in November.
'Cause it's
Exactly, but like, why would you shave any other time?
No,
Why not
he's-
just keep it
'cause
all?
You're supposed to be showing how much you can grow in 1 month.
Yeah.
That's the point.
So, the actual reason, the original reason was I thought this is a great excuse to freak people out.
Seriously?
And
Was that
then-
actually the
Yes,
original
that's-
reason?
That was the
Amazing.
original reason.
That's
That
amazing.
sounds like something
Oh, I need
any
to
of
get
us
my
would have
phone.
done.
And then afterwards, I was like, this actually gives a good chance for me to like just, facial skin health stuff. Once a year,
reset.
just give it to air.
Give it air.
Ah.
Oh. Once I was a little
Just
boy.
like how we all shave our heads every year.
Once I was a small.
I mean, some of us shave part of our heads in the summer.
Petite will now be listening for me.
I have 4 ears. Wow, I'm actually louder.
Yeah,
I mean, it
because-
makes sense.
Yeah, because you're listening to someone else's headset.
Can I have my headphones back?
Sure.
Thank you.
Speaking of a clumsy transition, let's jump right back in. You all had finally infiltrated this vault from the old ruined city of Torrende.
Would you call it infiltrating?
Yes.
You
I
dropped
wouldn't.
in on ropes. That's pretty
So
infiltrating.
we infiltrated because we fell in.
They even played the
Is it
Mission Impossible
infiltrating
soundtrack.
if they know you're here?
They didn't know we were here.
Well, they do after that knock.
I'm pretty sure that gelatinous cube knew we were there.
The gelatinous cube knew you were there until it didn't know anything else. And then as you were picking up the paralyzed dwarf friend from the ground, you were hearing the sound of a door rattling.
I dropped the dwarf.
Splat.
Does he take fall damage?
He's
Does it sound like it's coming from the door that I tried to open last session?
No, it actually sounds like it's coming from the far northwestern side. No, northeastern side of the room.
Oh.
I was about to
Not
say
where
that
we
doesn't
are.
make sense.
I'm gonna stealth.
I know
I'm gonna
my
hide
directions.
behind the closest thing that's closest to me.
I'm glowing, so I'm just gonna
There's a skeleton.
I'm gonna send the skeleton towards the door.
I can't hide behind the skeleton.
Gunnar. Why did I say
I
it
want
like
you
that?
to think about that statement for a second.
Gunnar, get to the door.
As Gunnar is moving to the door, Uver, would you go ahead and make a fortitude save to see if you shake off the paralysis?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
I'm going to give you guidance.
Okay, what's that do again?
+1.
14.
I think you failed.
Yeah, 14.
Yep. Not yet.
I'll pick him back up since he seems to be struggling.
I'm gonna hide underneath a table.
Okay. Do you want to do this one over closest to the door?
Probably furthest away from the door.
Okay.
No, closest to the door.
Okay.
No,
Make
further
up your
away.
mind.
That's the one.
All right. So you've gone under the table, and you are stealthed.
As stealthed as the secret check can stealth me.
Can
Indeed.
I just move down the stairs?
Sure. So Hamir is carrying Uver at this point. Alward is coming back into the room. Neros, what do you want to do?
I'm sorry. I wasn't paying attention. What door is jiggling?
The northeast door.
Yes, the
That one?
northeasternmost door. It only jiggled like click, 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 and it hasn't jiggled since.
What do we want to bet that it's one of the brooms?
This room does need a cleaning.
It does need a cleaning. Anyway, I would like to move off the stairs. Not in the acid. Rude.
We could all jump into the first door and hide in the doorway.
I want to get closer to the door, though, at least within 30 feet.
I'm going to follow her,
I'll move closer too.
but be like, I also want to be within 30 feet of the door.
Do you care if you stand on the grate?
Kinda.
All right.
I'll
So,
carry Uber closer over.
all right, and you want to drop
Throw
him
him in
right in
the
front of the
acid.
door?
Sorry. No, not that close. I'll lean on that door.
Okay.
When everybody's done moving around, I'd like to see if I can open it with my mage hand.
So I'm going to pause everybody real quick because you've been in this room for a bit, and there's something I haven't told you.
You fiend.
You monster.
You're pregnant.
How dare.
Jordy, why didn't you tell us?
There's a black dragon in the corner.
The doors on the southern side of the room, there's double doors on the south side of the room and then double doors on the western side of the room. They are lighter build. They look like they're more partition style doors to just separate locations. All three of the doors on the northern side of the room are like reinforced with like iron bolts and plates and stuff.
Oh.
That's concerning.
So Zephyr, you're going to what with the door?
As soon as everybody is kind of in position or where they want to be, I'm going to see if Mage Hand will open the door. If it's locked, then I guess it's not an issue.
I
But
could have Gunnar open it.
Or we could just have Mage Hand open it.
Yeah, it's
Well, I
true.
cannot open it.
my Mage
Shush,
Hand won't
paralyzed
die.
dwarf. You don't get a... No, you're not. You're a
Dwarf, make
dwarf.
another check to see if you recover.
Dwarf make another. He doesn't have
I
a
don't
name.
think I can give you guidance this time, but let me see if I can't give you something else.
Just dwarf.
Yeah, you're immune for 1 hour, and I have nothing else to give
16.
you bonuses for.
The dwarf continues to be paralyzed.
Gosh, that's a high roll.
What's your fortitude bonus?
7.
Why are you rolling so bad?
Can I have my skeleton
rolled
take...
a 9.
Can I have Gunnar take another step forward? Thank you.
So I'll say at this point, it's been, I don't know, 10, 20 seconds-ish since you heard the door rattle. Nothing's happened since.
Okay.
I mean, we could just ignore it and take some time to heal up
Yeah.
and just be prepared.
that, sound,
Shush, dwarf.
that sounds good.
On a side note,
One of
I
us.
believe we should buy some potions next time we're out.
I mean, we didn't really have a lot of money.
We didn't.
We'd just gotten paid.
On a side
I
note, I
didn't have a
believe
lot
we
of
should
money.
steal some potions on the next time we're out.
You just
We
got
can't
paid.
steal
Where did all your
things.
money go?
On a side
have
note, I believe the next time we're
responsibilities.
out, we should buy some potions. I'm going to keep switching my answer if you keep switching your statements.
I'm with everybody assumedly agreeing to healing up. I'm gonna get out my weights again, and this time just continue to waste things to start refocusing.
And are you guys going to camp out outside of the store that had the jiggling knob, or are
You're
you
a
going to
real
go
buff
elsewhere?
psychic.
Hmm?
You're a real buff psychic.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Not
Zephyr
those
is
watch,
camping.
weights.
I'll watch the door.
I have a scale and some weights that I use to measure things.
Because Gunnar's gone now.
So Hamir and Zephyr are both watching the door.
Hey, Mir,
What?
we need you to patch up our dwarf. Uwe,
Drink this. I hand you my chalice. Drink it.
he's paralyzed.
Oh,
He
He's
can't
paralyzed.
breathe.
Come
You
on,
handed
come
the
on.
chalice, it
Wait,
clatters
what
to
am
the
I
ground.
supposed to do?
Pour it
I
down
don't-
his throat.
Use some medicine on, or patch
Yeah,
him up like you
okay,
did
I'll-
yourself.
Can you still swallow? Blink
Can
if you
you
can
still
swallow.
swallow?
I could make him forcibly drink it, right?
Our GM is dying.
I was going to say that it's just going to wear off over the course of the 10-minute rest, but I like the idea of you like forcing it down his throat, and then like as you're finishing all of this is when it wears off.
Wait, are we spending 10 minutes? What are
So
we
you
doing?
get 3
I'm
hit points
refocusing,
from my
which is
Okay,
chalice.
I also would like to refocus.
And then you get 12 from treat wounds.
That puts me at 25 out of 28.
Oh, good. You're fine.
Yeah,
Ready to tank again.
much better.
Can you move?
Roll a save.
Try lifting your arm like this.
That was
Higher.
awful.
Here. Higher.
What?
Guys, careful, the door's jiggling again.
What?
I'm just
Is-
kidding, nothing happening.
Yeah, I look up from. I take up about what?
It's okay.
It,
Oh,
it
just
was
kidding.
a very unpleasant experience. I thought that my journey had finally come to an end, but
No, you're not that lucky yet.
Lucky.
thank you very much, all of you.
Good. You're welcome.
So how's everyone feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling dandy.
Neros is meditating, so she has no idea what you're saying.
I'm
Is that what
fine.
you hear?
Thanks for asking.
Sure.
He did ask you.
I know. That's what I said.
Oh, you said it kind of mean, like he
No,
was being
that's just my
sarcastic.
voice. I
You-
just said thanks for asking.
I mean, it sounds very sarcastic.
I mean, I did ask.
Yeah.
I know you did, but he sounded like, well, thanks.
Well,
No.
usually they're sarcastic if you don't ask.
I mean, that's true.
so that means he was sincere.
So after the 10 minutes have passed, there doesn't seem to be any more activity from the door during the entire time.
Does it have a looky-loo?
It does not have a looky loo.
Do any of the doors have a looky-loo?
The other two on the north side do.
Can I look inside one of them?
Which one do you want to look through?
I mean, I'm leaning against
The one that he's not leaning against.
Okay.
The first one.
Can I check in on the one I'm leaning against?
Not again.
Be careful, guys.
Are you guys going to do it at the same time?
Yes.
Yes.
Synchronized. I'm
Synchronized
gonna cast
looky-loos.
time sense so I can synchronize with it.
And I'm going to sniff the air to see what time it is.
Oh my gosh.
He doesn't like this.
I'm waiting for Jenkins.
Oh.
I'm gonna sniff the air and know what time it is.
This is canon, bro.
I
Part
know
of his
it's-
backstory.
I know, but it's just so bonkers. Okay.
You're bonkers.
I'm ready. I'm fine. I'm okay.
So each of you slide aside little looky-loo in the door. I'm not going to go into detail into what you see inside.
It's your job.
That's what we're here for.
It's like
Oh, it's gross.
the gross is a word.
It's not okay.
Monstrosity is another word.
Alward's going to immediately throw up.
What is it? Describe it to me in vague terms.
In vague terms, extra planar monstrosity.
Oh, then I will
but
not
it's
throw up.
alive and it's walking around?
Alive and trying to throw itself against the door.
Oh, wait. Why didn't we hear this before?
You weren't looking through the looky-loos before.
Why didn't we hear it before? Oh, it's only just now slamming?
Mm-hmm.
So visual
Can I
comes
roll
with auditory.
esoteric lore to recall knowledge on what this is?
I'm going
Sure.
to shut my looky-loo and just be like, no one opened the doors.
Wait, do they both look like that?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. No.
I'm going to use my hero point.
He used rampage.
Turning it in.
15.
I cast guidance.
16.
I can't cast guidance.
Can I?
You've
No.
rolled high enough to know that some kind of flesh warping is involved in the thing that you see before you.
Oh, cool.
But what it is, where it came from, what its purpose is, you have no idea.
Okay. So I change what I do then. I throw up and then shut the looky-loo.
Good choices.
I shut the looky-loo.
Good choices. Good choices.
I think we should just go
How does the
to
door
the
look
bottom doors.
as far as structural integrity?
The door doesn't seem to have reacted at all.
It slamming against it.
Mhm.
And it's locked from our side?
Yes. The two on the left that had the looky-loos are locked from your side. You don't see any form of locking mechanism on the third door.
Uver, you're smart. Is there anything, any texts on the tables, any information you can glean regarding flesh warping, or who might have been here?
Is there any...
So as you look over the materials and the tools and such remaining on the tables, it does look like there were a variety of experiments that were conducted here, flesh warping definitely among them. As you're looking through, you do also find some items that may be of interest, if you choose to take them.
Yes.
All right, good to know. No. You find about 15 gold pieces worth of alchemical agents and reactants,
Ooh.
which could be used for crafting or sold in town. A vial, well, a small vial, like, I'm making a visual gesture so you can know how
It's a
small
teeny
it is.
tiny small.
It
vial.
is about
It's like
1
an
inch
inch.
Mhm. It's like an inch of like a crystalline glass.
big. Oh crap! What's an inch converted into other people units?
Centimeters?
Other people units?
It's 2.4
non-Americans.
centimeters.
That's
Non-Americans.
not an.
Do you mean
Anyway.
And-
metric system?
You find like a
Yes.
silken cord.
A silken cord.
Spiders.
Okay, can I... Is there anything special about the cord in the little vial that I
They
can...
seem really well constructed, to the point where you'd be suspicious that if they were just exactly what they appear to be.
How long's the cord?
Long enough to be used as a belt.
Can I try and
How about we try to identify them?
that's the word I was going for.
I was like, is he gonna try it on?
With the level of these items and the fact that you're trained in Arcana, I'm not going to have you roll on them. You, with a little bit of thought, are able to identify both of the items. The first one is called the Vial of Northern Wind, and the second one is called the Corded Belt. Very descriptive terms.
Wow.
They are both categorized as catalysts for spells.
Oh, okay.
They are consumable items that you can use when you cast a spell, and it will give an additional effect to that spell. The first item, the Vial of the Northern Wind,
It makes a fart sound when you open it. Oh, sorry, that'd be the southern wind.
It's
It makes a burping
no,
sound.
it's part of the oozes we kill. It's like those little like ooze containers you can buy that make
Oh,
the farty
flarp.
noises. Flarp. Yeah.
It's filled with. You just.
Oh my goodness.
the Vial of Northern Wind can be consumed while casting a Ray of Frost spell to add an additional effect that can push creatures away from you if they fail fortitude saves.
Ooh.
The Corded Belt can be consumed while casting Mage Armor to provide a +1 status bonus to fortitude saves for the duration of the spell.
That's cool.
I can use none of them, so have at it, guys.
Can anyone here? Does anyone here have mage armor?
She has
I don't.
chill touch.
I have chill touch.
I have Ray
but
of
not,
Frost.
I don't have Ray of
I have
Frost.
Ray of Frost as well.
Yeah, so she gets the chill touch.
I have chill touch as well.
Oh well, you two fight over it.
Wait, what? No,
There's
It's
Ray of
not
Frost
Ray
and
of
Mage
Frost.
Armor.
Mage armor.
Oh, Ray of Frost. I thought you said chill touch. I don't know
So
why.
I'd say Uver probably is going to keep that
Yeah, I mean,
to
yeah.
himself.
We can.
Not that I don't trust everyone here. It's just it doesn't matter.
How?
But as to the
How-
question from the original search, you definitely do find signs that flesh warping had been done here. You find additional, like, instruments and chemicals and stuff like that you're like, I've heard of this being used in forbidden practices from a long time ago. And it's just, you get the sense that horrible things have been done in this room.
How familiar are all of you with flesh warping?
I'm not.
Not familiar.
Why would we be familiar?
Just about it existing.
oh,
what
it
does.
existing.
It is a very
Like-
terrible practice.
Take-
Some knowledge, even though I am a proponent of knowledge and ancient knowledge and whatnot, I think that sometimes some knowledge should never be found or used.
Yes.
The only thing I know about flesh warping is tearing it off of.
Well, I mean, if we want to get technical, the spell you used to turn your hand into a claw is a type of flesh warping. It's just more manageable and understandable.
Yeah, it's not as much of an abomination like this is.
And the same with her tentacle arms.
Which have gone back
But
to normal.
if what you said was in that door, that monster, that that is knowledge that should be lost.
Does
Yeah,
anybody
so it
else
seems-
find it weird that they're not dead yet?
No, not really, honestly. The chemicals, it seems that they use these chemicals to turn these creatures into what they are. And I wouldn't be surprised if, with what concoctions the Rune Lords, assuming this was them, came up with, that these creatures could still be here
But why keep
with
them
their
locked
sense
up?
because they're dangerous. They were dangerous before, they're still dangerous now. Perhaps they never had a chance to let them loose. These creatures don't know what they were. They have no... Their sense of selves were as warped as their bodies.
Do you think there's one of them in this third door?
Perhaps. I'm worried that whoever was here recently might have... Something might have happened to them. If there's still something here making more of these, or if they fell to one of these creatures elsewhere.
What about the writing that is around the room?
There was writing around the room?
Mm-hmm.
I forgot about that.
There was more of the chalk writing that Uver was telling you about with that dwarven chalk.
I will step away and let you all read. I'll
you
go
just
back.
need to stay over in that corner.
Yeah,
Do you
I'm
want to
going up
take
to the stair.
the
I'm going up the stairs.
Upper
Face the wall.
right side or the lower left side?
It doesn't matter, and I go to the nearest one.
I go to the opposite one.
Most of the writing appears to be notes on what you just identified about the room. And over by like the table where you're finding most of the reagents and such is like in a list of what you just picked up.
That's it.
Yeah. There doesn't seem to be anything terribly exciting. There was that one spot at the far side of the room where it was circled, and the circle is like gelatinous cube ?
So, does anybody else wonder what's up with these grates?
Yeah.
What's under the grates?
It looks
Yeah,
like
what is that?
gelatinous cube material.
Terrible green ooze.
Is it?
It is also like 30 feet below you.
The oozes?
Yes, the terrible green ooze beneath the grate.
It's Ivan Ooze.
How wide are the grate rungs?
The gaps are about
A nose.
an inch and a half.
Is there anything that I can pick up from the tables that I could possibly drop it?
Oh yeah, easily.
I do so.
Yeah, so you pick up like, let's say just like a splinter of wood comes off one of the tables. You drop it through the grate, and as soon as it hits the ooze below, there's just a sound of like sizzling, and a little puff of smoke comes up.
That's big ooze. Or lots of oozes.
Would anybody mind if I tried burning it?
I mean, it's 30 feet down, so if you can, I guess. But there's a grate in your way, so I don't...
I'm just going to stick my hand on the top of the grate and kind of just produce flame to it. I mean, it's only a 30-foot reach, so if it is beyond 30 feet down, I won't hit it, but I want to see if there's any reaction.
As it hits it, it just kind of like, sizzles on the top of it, and like some steam rises up, but there doesn't seem to be any reaction from the goo.
Well, that's all I needed to know. Anybody want to go through those double doors on the bottom? I mean,
So
south.
that's what I was thinking, is that we just sort of leave this room. The only issue is what is beyond the door that jiggled. Because if it's something that can leave and follow us and surprise us later, then that's an issue.
Uver is going to take a very close look at that door.
Specifically at that door, I should mention there's a wide circle, about 10 feet, with the chalk. Just a circle.
What?
Like a half circle?
Yeah, just like 10 feet away from the door, just a circle drawn.
Oh. I think I know what that is.
Nothing written about it?
No writing.
Okay, I look at that, and I look at the door, and I go, I think perhaps that you two were very lucky. I don't know why, but considering that whoever left these messages, they were, if anything, leaving behind notes for themselves or anyone that could understand.
This door, no one has been near it yet.
Oh, that one.
Gunner has gotten close to the edge of the circle.
I was talking about the other one.
I throw my bent fork through the circle.
The bent fork lands on the floor on the other side of the circle.
I will never.
I go and investigate around the other door. Yeah.
Solidly built. There are no notes near the doors.
Any magical?
Do you have read aura?
Try finger. Dog.
I do have read aura.
All right. And that one is the one I'm thinking of, right? Yes.
The two with the looky-loos are
The
the two we
doors-
looked in and saw monsters. Then there's the third one which doesn't have a looky-loo, which had the rattling.
The two looky-loos are enchanted with abjuration magic.
Ah.
Sorry, the doors with the looky-loos are enchanted.
No, the looky-loos are
Yes,
enchanted.
the looky.
Oh, the defensive magic.
They're like telescopes.
These doors are heavily reinforced, I think.
What about the
with
other door?
Abjuration. The one with the circle around it.
Yes.
I don't think it would be wise to step beyond the circle.
I'm not saying we step.
Can I
what
sense?
happens if
You
we
have a
break the
30-foot
circle?
range.
I will do so.
The door is not enchanted.
But that door does not have an enchantment around it.
You can speak, Hamir.
I'm not here.
Oh, right,
yeah.
you left.
Is that circle glowing like the other text?
As long as Hamir's not in the room, yes.
If I blow on the circle,
It's
like
just
if I get down on the ground and I blow,
It's-
You can use
Some of it
Mage Hand
disperses.
to mess it up if you want.
It is only a mark. It is just a mark on the floor.
So it's not going to kill me? Or burst into flame?
The mark would not do so. The mark is more of a warning of this is a distance perhaps that you need to stay back from the door.
Or it could just be a circle.
Then why is it only on one door?
Maybe they were trying to set up a trap, but couldn't.
Maybe they were marking it so we know which one to use.
It could be any number of these things, but considering that there are monsters beyond the other two, then
But the other two are also heavily reinforced. This one is not.
you are welcome to try and open the door, but I will be on the
Before
other
we
side.
do that, can somebody go get Hamir? We don't need the darkness anymore, so he can come back in.
Yes, he most definitely
Don't-
can. Mir,
Don't yell for him. Go get him.
Why do I have
Yes,
to go?
don't make noise, you stupid.
You have to go get him because you're the one who started yelling. Sorry about the noise I just made with the chair.
I do forget sometimes how young you are. And I walk away, mumbling.
Oh, to me?
Yes, dude.
You start hearing whispering as you get closer to me. If that helps you feel better.
no, it doesn't. I continue walking though.
Hamir, it is. We have gained the information that we need.
And then as you're getting closer, you hear, she could still be here. Just start yelling. Everyone could hear that.
Now who's making noise?
Face
Who can still be here?
He punches at the wall.
Hamir, are you all right?
I'm fine.
Yes,
He's kind of looking around.
Who? Were you talking to someone as specific?
No. Are you guys done in there?
Yes. We have determined a couple of things. One, the two reinforced doors are reinforced not only in the metal and wood, but also in magic. But the one door has what seems to be a warning drawn around it in that special chalk that you cannot see. A distance around it.
To be clear, by the way, the chalk is entirely visible in the light. It just doesn't glow in the light.
Well,
okay,
it's in a half circle next to the door.
Yes.
Is it a protection aura?
I did not sense any magic
Like
from...
a circle you'd use on ghosts?
No. It is just a mark.
So, I do want to be clear, and I'm sorry this can... Read aura only tells you the thing of a specific thing. So if you didn't read aura, the chalk circle, you have no idea.
Oh, really? I didn't realize
Detect magic is what tells you if there's magic around you.
Yes.
So detect magic is a binary ping of, is there magic within this range? Read aura is that thing. Is it magical? And if so, what school?
that. Okay, I'll retcon that. I didn't specifically check the chalk line, though.
And no one's messed with it, right? It wasn't broken.
That's, I'm
Cut
afraid.
to the other thing. He's just like,
Like what, Michael? Like
oh,
what?
sorry. He's just like, I don't want to say how I describe this because it sounds wrong.
Flicking the chalk.
Flicking the
He's
chalk.
flicking the chalk. So, Hamir is like looking a little more frustrated, and he snaps over to the side and says, "Stop! Stop! Just shut up! Stop!"
It is, and once you say, and it hasn't been disturbed, Uver just suddenly gets this look of, I need to go back. Just turns around and starts walking back to the chalk line.
Hamir takes a second, pacing, looking upset, and then he follows behind, kind of halfway quickly.
And as soon as I'm within range, I'm going to read Aura the chalk line.
Can I esoteric lower the chalk line?
Yes.
As you come back in, Howard's just like, stop trying to touch it. Get away.
Natural 20,
Are you referring to
25.
me?
Yeah.
So as soon as you walk up, you can see the chalk in the light from your helmet, and you're like, this is just a straight up line of chalk. There doesn't seem to be anything magical about it.
Oh, thank
no
goodness.
wards or runes. It's just a line of chalk.
And my read Aura confirms.
Your read aura takes a minute. If you want to hold off and do the whole minute to read the aura, then we can get that results.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, it
All right.
confirms no magic aside from the alchemical properties of the chalk that you're aware of. I'm not even sure if that would ping because it's alchemical, but
All right.
All the while, I'm sitting there, on my stomach, just blowing
Here's
and
what
trying to mess up the chalk
here's
line.
what I'd suggest. Don't mess with the chalk. It might be there for some reason that I don't understand. It doesn't feel like there's any reason for it. I'm not getting anything off of it, but I don't fully understand alchemy.
It does not have a magical aura around it.
You haven't
Maybe
opened the
what's
door,
ever
have you?
beyond the door is scared of chalk.
That's possible.
Maybe there's a snail back
I've
there and it's actually
used
salt.
weirder as a weakness.
I'm not entirely sure what you mean by that. but
It's okay, neither do I. That ring could be a sort of distance tracker. Like anything in there it could grab or something like that. Like maybe it has some sort of effect within that circle. And that circle's like the radius.
It comes down to why is the chalk there? Why is it a certain distance from the door?
So I honestly think we either need to open the door or leave the room.
Let's go back to that room we were at, the locked door. Let's open
Well,
it
there
up.
are four
it's-
other
No, the
doors
one up
down
the
there.
stairs. Let's just check it
What
out.
about the doors to the south?
That's what I'm saying.
There's also those, but we know this area is clear. Let's go, and we've made a lot of noise. Let's just go break down that door upstairs.
It's true.
I mean, it could
we
be
would
locked for
we
a
would
reason.
have made a lot of
This
noise.
area isn't clear. There's something behind that door.
It's not getting out.
Well, technically, there's something
it
behind
jiggled
all
the
of
door
these
and it's
doors.
not reinforced or anything.
Well,
It could
didn't
get out if it wanted to.
It should be fine.
Does it look like it's locked? The door in question.
I mean, I think you'd have to try the door to find out.
Does anyone have any oppositions to my trusty mage hand?
Yes, don't open the door.
I don't think we should.
Just
open the
let's
door.
leave that door alone.
That's 2 out of...
We saw 2 flesh
5.
warps in those other doors.
Mage hand high five.
bound to be something similar in that third door. And if there were people who would talk to us, they'd be yelling and we'd hear something.
We know what is behind 2 of these reinforced doors. We have a pretty good idea, I think, that something is probably dangerous out of this other door, but it has not opened, and it has whatever could be behind it has not come out for some reason. It is best, I think, to leave these known dangers and go back to the locked door that is unknown and try that one. Because if for some reason that we continue on and we go into more unknown, then we have left an unknown in the rear.
So you do know you just said let's go look at unknown, so we don't have to go look at unknown, right?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure your logic is tracking.
Go
with
to
me.
the first unknown.
The first one. Uber understands.
I think it's insane, but I suppose we can go back. It's fine.
If we go further in, then we're leaving that behind us. If we go back now and open that up, then we've cleared our backs.
But we haven't. There's something behind that
Yes,
door.
but it's not coming out, and we know that.
All right, fine. But if we get
May
attacked,
I knock?
no.
If we
Don't
get,
knock.
Right, so let's go ahead and
Tell
head
me,
back.
do you value your life, Zephyr?
Well, of course, but
it sure doesn't
obviously
feel
we need
like
to get
it.
something done.
Yes, but sometimes the physical action should become after the thinking
All right.
action.
I pull out my
Oh,
crowbar.
the
Let's
thought
go.
was that I'd do it.
I'm
let's-
gonna just follow him.
Let's go to the door that's locked, and we'll try that out.
Can I use my crowbar on this, or does it need a different thing?
No, you can use your crowbar.
Cool.
I mean, we could also just light it on fire.
Save your magic. It's fine.
What to save? It's a cantrip.
I have unlimited magic.
Did I get a bonus with this, or is this a regular one?
It's a levered crowbar, so you have a +1.
18.
It's not going to be enough.
Uh-uh.
You start like pulling at it, and you kind of feel like you're getting a little give, but it's just not really getting anywhere.
Try again.
Guidance.
A natural
I wasted
one.
my guidance on you.
Does that do anything on a crit fail?
So you dig into the door with the crowbar, and you've got it, you've got your crowbar positioned in just the right spot, and you give a good heave, and then you just kind of hear like a splintering sound, and that spot that you were trying to lever it off of just kind of splinters off the door. And subsequent attempts will take a -2 circumstance penalty.
God dang. I pull out my axe and start chopping at the door. Stupid thing.
And while he's doing that, I'm just gonna shoot some flames at it, I guess. Just a very limited stream, so I'm not like
I'm
How much damage can you do with your hatchet? And how much damage can you do with your fire?
With my battle axe,
1d4 plus 2.
1d8 plus 4. Without my thaumaturge stuff, so it's 1d8 plus 6.
So the door has hardness 15.
Does that have anything to do with fire? Because like, fire doesn't care how hard it is.
So hardness means it ignores the first X number of damage it takes. With fire, I would reduce the hardness a little bit because fire is
And that, so
good,
if we just do it enough times, we'll get nat 20s, which we'll get through.
you can't critically hit an object.
That's a lie. All right. Well, I slam my axe against it for at least a good 20 swings of just being angry.
And I scorch it, just because I'm trying to help.
What was your max damage with your axe again?
14.
So he's leaving dents in the door, but it's looking like it's going to take on the order of possibly hours before you'd notice it start actually damaging the door.
All right. I stop.
I don't know if Phase Bolt will do anything.
You'd be able to hit a creature whose position you were aware of on the other
True.
side of the door.
What if I use Produce Flame on his hatchet?
What?
Warm up the blade.
What if I
Make
tried-
it malleable so it will
so
bend.
there's a specific spell that does that.
To create a hot blade to cut through it like cheese.
I think we should just
My,
think
cut our
we should
losses.
abandon
my
it.
thievery
give
doesn't
up.
work either. I tried again. It didn't work.
Let me try with the
Oh
crowbar.
my gosh.
Al-
Guys,
Alward's going to look at Neros and be like, "You want to go check out the? They seem really distracted. We can
Oh,
just
we're done.
Yeah.
Let's leave.
Okay.
Give
we're
me
gonna
the
go
crowbar.
Why?
and check out the other
Let
doors.
me try.
Fine. Here.
Me and Neros.
How trained are you in athletics?
Just
None, I think.
Good to know. Okay.
I start leaving too.
Yeah, absolutely nothing.
Because I'll get that crowbar from him later.
I think we're all just gonna leave you alone.
With 3, I would
I
agree.
have no faith in him. I just leave
you
immediately.
you get your crowbar set up,
I would
and you
laugh
like
if I got
go
a
to
nat
pull,
20.
and then you're just like, whoop, just slips right off, and you're like, I don't even know where to put this.
I'm going to give it one more try.
All right,
I
so the
think
rest of the
everyone's
party
leaving
is
you
down
very-
by the other doors now.
To the south.
19.
With a penalty for the door.
You splinter off another piece of the door, making subsequent checks harder.
Oh my
19?
gosh. Is a critical fail?
A 19 is going to be a critical fail with the context of him being untrained in athletics.
Oh.
Okay. Cool. So I would be very hard to get open.
Okay.
So technically, there are certain things like this where I can just say, you're not allowed to attempt that. You will fail because you don't have enough training. But I was going to let you try.
Good night.
All right. Alward, where are we going?
We're going down to the southern doors.
All right.
We'll try the one to the west since we were so interested in going that way first.
Okay. I take a sip from my chalice. All right,
I
let's go.
give the crowbar back. This
Thank
is
you.
A very tough door.
Would you
Yes.
mind reading aura on these doors?
Certainly. Give me a minute.
Sophia, get out from under the table.
Oh, I've been so many other places. You don't even know.
Did I say earlier that there was writing on these doors?
No.
Yeah. Oh, we
You
did, but
I
I
was
don't
the
think we
one
followed
down
through.
there.
I thought you did,
but you didn't mention anything. To
we
me.
were looking for all the writing, so
This door has writing on the door.
the southwest door
The left, the
Yes,
north,
the
the southwest.
southwest door
has
has
writing.
writing on it that says caution.
Okay.
The southernmost door that you're approaching has no writing at all.
It just says employees only.
So yeah, we were going to go to the west since everyone wanted to go to the west up there, but now that seeing the say caution, maybe not. But yeah, double check especially the one that says caution. See if it has any magic to it.
No magic.
I do it on both.
No magic on either set of doors.
Okay. So which way do you guys want
It's just a couple
to
minutes.
go?
Well,
I
I'm
do
very
not-
tired about arguing about riding, so I think we should go to the one without riding.
Okay, that seems fair. And anybody disagree? Mage hands. Show of mage hands.
It's fine.
There's only 2 of us that have mage hand.
Oh, it's very useful.
I'm sure.
Wait, do you have mage hand?
No.
Oh, I thought you did.
That's why I said there's only 2 of us that do.
Mage hand high
You said
five.
us.
Yeah, so I
Us
guess
is in the...
we're going to go
whatever.
down to the bottom doors.
All right. And who's opening the doors? Who's going first?
My
I'm
mage
remaining in
hand.
the back.
Uver is in the back.
I'm
Okay.
going to have my mage hand or hands, if he's not helping, open the door.
I help.
Okay.
All right.
So 1 door each hand.
You open the double doors and
Oh, no.
reveal, immediately visible through the doors without stepping in, is a massive globe that's about 7 feet in diameter.
That's not true. We're a
Oh, and
triangle.
there's books.
This planet's a triangle, not a circle.
Oh, there are books.
So, books.
There are books.
Is there anything else in there?
There's a globe.
A globe.
Burst in the door.
Yeah.
What?
It looks like a closet.
I'm going to... just peek in.
If there's anything in here that can kill us, it'll show itself.
Oh, is this the
eventually.
library that we've been looking for?
It definitely appears to be a library.
Let's check for the
Uver
stuff.
kind of starts shouldering his way through everyone.
I put up a resistant. He has to make a tumble through check.
Grim tendrils. No, I'm kidding.
I spread out all of my limbs and make sure you can't get through.
A
Psychic attack.
library.
I step over your limbs. No.
I'm
The
assuming.
first thing that you notice about this room is that there seems to be a large collection of books. Like on the left-hand side as you enter the room, so on the eastern side of the room, are like rows and rows of bookshelves. Right in the center is a massive globe. On the right-hand side of the room are like sets of tables and chairs with another bookshelf on the far side of the room. The next thing you notice is that one of the tables has like research materials spread out over the table.
Can I go check that table out?
Sure.
Same.
We're gonna be here a while, it seems. I'm gonna
Sophia
just
pulls
sit-
out his shopping list.
I'm gonna sit down on the other one, and he pulls out his Talharpa.
What?
Is that an instrument?
It is.
an instrument.
He's not playing. He just sets it on the table and he's looking at it.
So
Why aren't you making noise?
Uver and Alward, you have come up to this table. Spread out in front of you is a large map of the nearby parts of the Land of the Linnerm Kings, with Southmoor, the Grungir Forest, the Thanelands, the Kodar Mountains, just kind of the surrounding area. And they are labeled as such with the modern geopolitical names of the regions. There are a couple books left open. Some of them are very new books, and others are very old books, presumably from this library collection here.
What are they about?
What's the language?
The old books are all in like ancient Thessalonian, of course. The new books are in Skald.
I would like to take the ancient Thessalonian books for myself and put them in my backpack.
Let me at least
No,
look at them.
No, I need them so I can learn the language. I'm interested.
I would like to look at them too.
Are we going to be partying together for a while?
No,
We're going to be sticking
I
together?
just at least see them before you put them away.
No, you saw them. I put them away.
Do I recognize the language? Or do I?
Do you speak ancient
I
Thessalonian?
don't actually. What am I saying?
I do.
So you have the ancient Thessalonian lore.
Yes.
So with given enough time, you would be able to like decipher passages.
Mm-hmm.
Are we taking the time?
What is
Here.
a scald?
There are two books. They are both short
Oh, I
treatises.
see. All right.
One treatise is labeled Aerid the Mad King. The other is labeled Aerid the Tyrant.
But which is he?
I mean, they sounds about the same.
Uver's going to immediately grab the first one that you mentioned and just start flipping through the pages, reading as quickly as possible.
I'm going to do the same with the second.
Okay, so, Uver. The tale that you find in the book, Aerid the Mad King, goes on about a king in the past of the Land of the Linnerm Kings who claimed he had killed Fafnir. He had gone out with a bunch of troops and came back alone, claiming to have slain Fafnir. He had no proof, just his word.
Okay, I'm sorry. Is Fafnir a Linnorm?
Yes.
Okay, because my brain was like, I swear that's a Norse deity of some kind.
Yes, so Fafnir in Pathfinder is the father of all Linnorms. He is the biggest, strongest Linnorm, and he is bad news. Aerid, this mad king, had gone out to fight Fafnir with a whole retinue of soldiers, came back alone, claiming to have killed Fafnir and covered in blood. And his people believed him because he's the king. But as time went on, he became increasingly unstable to the point where he was like, if I killed Fafnir, I should be the High King, which is true. That is tradition. If you kill Fafnir, you do become High King. But the sages all kind of came together, ran an augury, and found out that Fafnir was indeed not dead. Aerid still continually insisted that he had killed Fafnir, and eventually was just banished and never heard from again. Jenkins, you're reading the volume entitled Aerid the Tyrant King. This tells a completely different story that's claiming to be about the same figure, that Aerid wanted to be High King and had no claim to the throne, so he had amassed an army and attempted to take over the Land of the Linnerm Kings by force. When he was repelled by stronger defenses in the Thanelands to the north, he was, pushed off, forced to retreat, but eventually came back at the lead of an army of trolls that he had gathered out of the Kodar Mountains in the Grungir Forest, and led this army of trolls to attempt to attack the people of the Land of the Linnerm Kings. He was again defeated and was slain in that battle.
And do these books look to be about the same time of like publication and...
Yeah, both of them were published about a decade ago. Now, with all that being said, there's notes in the margin in Dwarvish.
What do they say?
Just like notes about like this timeline doesn't line up, stuff like that. Just kind of like margin notes.
Based off of what we found here, and I can't really speak about...
Before that, give me a society check.
Sure. All right, so this is the one thing I built my character for, so I'm going to roll a 2. I rolled better than a 2. Not too much better than a 2. 16.
Nice. You recognize the handwriting.
Oh.
It's Uver's.
What? So I'm going to keep that in mind, but I'm going to say, based off of what I'm finding here, or what we found here, it looks like they're trying to plot to get information to find, like, maybe some more Thessalonian stuff. Also, Uver, quick thing. This is your book.
What? What do you mean this is my book?
I point to the notes in the site. That's your handwriting. I've seen you sign your name enough times to know.
Now that it's been pointed out to you, you're not like overtaken with the excitement of the new information you're finding, and you do indeed recognize this is your handwriting. You don't remember writing it. You don't remember being here, but it's your handwriting. And then looking at the table with the research materials, it's like, oh yeah, this is exactly how I would lay things out. And anybody else who's looking, it's exactly how it was all laid out in the library in his table that's reserved for him.
We're in the library.
Have you been alive so long you've forgotten your past?
No. That says I was in a library and then I wasn't.
I mean, that's kind of how buildings work.
Chan. No. That is not. I assumed that I was.
Insert X-Files theme.
Zephyr bursts through with the shopping list and says,
Are either of these books on this list?
What do they say?
I don't know. I never read the list because
What language
he
is
can't
the book
read,
in?
remember?
Oh, right. I forgot.
I just have the list.
That's
if you
awfully
could-
rude of you.
The first one is, the second one is it, but bring it here and I'll keep it.
I'm gonna close the doors we came in through, and if they lock, I'll lock them.
Are you okay?
Jordy.
Sven has just been over here trying to find words to use.
I'm enjoying one of the first things you asked me about this location. Why have I never been here before?
I thought you said you've never been here.
I
Wait, what are you talking about?
Can I go check those northwestern doors?
Auver's been here before. We found this is his table and his book.
Well, what were you doing here? Did you put that gelatinous cube out there?
Wait,
no.
how much dust has been collected on this table
On that table?
before we interrupted it?
Not much at all.
Like, time-wise, if I can ask.
I don't
Make a
know
time check.
how you would be able to
Time
determine
sense.
that.
I will sniff the dust.
Achoo!
I don't know how, like, personally, I have no idea how I would begin to try to get
Uses time sense
Yeah,
More
I
accurate
used time sense.
and smells at the same time.
the rest of the room is, like, very dusty.
Uh-huh.
But this one is significantly less.
This table looks like there's no dust on it. Like, maybe
So-
some that just accumulated from...
Here's the thing. The reason why I'm asking this is because you specifically told Hamir
Hi.
that somebody was been here 2 months ago.
within the last couple months.
Yeah. That's what I'm wanting to know.
This is definitely within that timeline.
Do you have memory loss?
Not usually, no.
Uver.
Not usually. It was before I met you.
Clearly.
Actually, that I was what I thought was in the town library in my alcove, and then I was in the forest.
As you're saying that, cinematically, the camera kind of looks over your shoulder at the map,
Oh no.
and you see a portion of the Gringir forest circled with an arrow like tracing a path from Joel to the forest.
And I remember I woke up in the forest, the Grungar forest, I believe, yes. And I didn't remember how I got there. I mean,
And I wasn't just on the edges, I was in the forest. And then... But again, I don't know how I got there. I still don't know how I got there. And then there were things that happened, but I learned about a group, as I told you, I think, that there was a group that needed my skills.
So, what you're telling me is about 2 months ago, you were in this library, something happened, and then you appeared in a forest about a couple months later.
I appeared in the Grungar forest.
The forest doesn't matter. We need to get the books.
Well, I mean, the forest could matter.
I mean, it could, but not in this case. In the story, it does not. We need to get the books, get these materials, and I think we need to leave before something similar happens to us.
It could have something to do with the globe.
It could have something to do with... Nobody touched the
Don't
globe.
touch it.
Can I do esoteric lore on the globe?
Sure.
Zephyr, how are you doing on finding the books?
23.
I can't tell what they are.
Why is he looking for the book?
He's the one with the list.
Oh my gosh.
So as
Nobody offered to
Hamir
help.
is investigating the globe, the first thing that jumps out to you, the most obvious thing, is it's a very old map. You know, it actually still has
You mean
Aslant
globe?
on it.
Does it have the forest marked or anything?
No,
Okay.
it has the forest on the map,
Okay.
but it's not particularly marked.
Okay. That's it. It's just an old map.
Yeah, just
Oh.
an old globe.
This tracks. This was from ancient Thassalon, because Aslant's on here, so that makes sense.
We kind of...
I know. I was just.
You learned nothing else. I just wanted to be clear
It's
because I
useless.
thought it
I
was
grab
a cool
the globe
detail.
and spin it. It's
Okay.
useless.
You spin the globe?
Yes.
Okay, just check.
The world around you begins to shake.
Time is going
I
backward.
feel like if it did that, my lore check would have shown me that.
So I'm going to grab the materials on the table because I feel like he's too much in shock to do much right now. Like the map and stuff, everything that's else. And I'll give this to you back later. And then I'm going to help him with the shopping list since he can't read.
Uver's
Zephyr.
actually going to sit down at the table
Please don't.
and
Poof, he disappeared.
Please don't.
No, don't worry about it. It's fine.
Gosh darn it.
he's going to sit down at the table and kind of imagine how he would have, like it was, spread out in front of him. And he's going to look down at it and look up and then try to put himself in his past shoes. What would he have gone through first? What would he have tried to, walking in here, what he would have noticed? And one of them is the globe. He would have seen the bookshelves on the left, but I think he would have been drawn first to the books on the table if they're actually there.
Yeah, there are a few books spread out on that large table.
He would have started there and then worked his way around that bookshelf in the corner first. And so that's what he's going to do. He's going to get up and he's going to go to those books on the table first.
Okay. While Uver is kind of like retracing steps and trying to like put together what's been going on with him, what is Neros doing?
I am going to walk around and look at some of the books, looking basically for family crests.
In your search, you're eventually able to find like a book on heraldry.
Mm-hmm.
Flipping through the book, there's like lists of like crests and family names and everything. And it's a very nicely formatted book. It's kind of like in columns with like little entries here and there. At one point, you find a portion on the page that's just completely blank. like, there's an entry and then an entry, and then at the bottom of the page there's another entry, but like third down there's just a blank space.
Okay. Okay.
I feel like that's something significant, but I have no idea what's going on.
Uver, as you've been like, retracing steps and trying to work out like what's going on, you kind of looking through the books on the table, it looks like a lot of the books are like about the lay of the land. There's a bunch of books that, like, as you're able to, like, kind of piece together, okay, what's this one about? Just kind of deciphering it. There's a few books about, like, linorms and their, like, biological properties. There's actually a treatise that's, like, on linorms. The whole book is just about linorms and what they're like and stuff like that. But nothing that really seems related to what research you would think you'd be here for.
I move on from there to the corner bookshelves. That L.
What I'm about to say is not important at all to what's going on. I love the mental image of Uver coming in here, not realizing there's a slime, like a gelatinous oobs, walking down, opening the door to the library, shutting the door, and just being in here, not knowing he's in utter danger.
It also is probably gradually dawning on you all, as Uver had pointed out when you first came in. This is glow-in-the-dark vision chalk, like what I've got in my pack.
I was about to ask
I
about,
was
is that his
thinking the
handwriting?
same thing.
And you're also realizing it was a little bit harder to recognize at first because it was like written out in chalk and that changes your handwriting. But those were definitely notes from Uver.
Like, my thought was the circle was also Uver.
Nice.
Uver, what's behind the door?
He clearly doesn't know.
What's
Also, we
behind
need
the
to...
door?
Me and you are searching for books right now.
Jordy, these doors that I'm next to, are these... What do they feel like might be on the other end of these? What do these doors look like?
You reach out with your psychic sense.
Like are they just like normal, like just doors you would walk through, like they're not like guarded or bolted?
Yeah, same style of doors as what you came through to get into the library.
I'd like to open one.
Okay. While Uver is over checking out this bookshelf, and Neros is over at these books.
I don't like that you're placing everyone.
These two are over looking
Can I
at
do this stealthily?
list.
Can the glowing man do it stealthily,
The glowing
Jordy?
man stealthily opens the door.
I feel safe here.
The glowing man opens the door and sees in front of him what appear to be church pews.
What deity is this? Does it seem like
It's hard to tell from here because your light only extends so far into the room. But I will say, very visible to you, there's a skeleton slumped into a pew a couple rows down from you, and there's another one 3 rows down from you.
I kind of just look in there, mutter to myself, "Fools," and I close the door. And I go, that other door further over?
Mm-hmm.
Is that gonna just lead into the same room?
I don't think you would be able to know that from what you're
I'll
seeing.
peek into it as well.
So the final door, all the way on the far western
Assuming
side of the room.
it's a normal door too. It's not like a bolted door.
Yes, it's a similar door. On the far western side of the room opens into a hallway that stretches out. It looks like there used to be a staircase that led in front of you,
collapsed.
but it's collapsed and there's just broken, rotting timbers.
All right, I'll close that. If there's no other ways out of here, I'm going to go back and sit down with my instrument.
Why don't you make noise?
No. I'm actually going to play
Wrong table.
something soft and quiet. It's also the round table, yeah.
The wrong table.
This is my instrument, by the way.
Oh, nice. It's like a weird violin thing.
Yeah, I think it's from... I don't really know much about it, aside from it seemed like it was from this area in, like, real life. It's like a 3-stringed violin sort of thing, but it's like a board that lays down. It's nice.
Nice.
So he's playing something small.
I will say, while we're looking for the books on the checklist, I'm just grabbing any book that looks like ancient Thessalonian. So I
They're
have
all ancient Thessalonian.
beautiful.
Take the shelves.
Yeah.
Grab some moving boxes, fill them up.
I would like to know, while we're searching around the books, if there's anything that would be, story-wise, in your opinion, important to me.
Yeah, is this just everyone gets a small story moment?
Because I don't think there would be, but if anything were to catch my eye, I don't want to miss it.
Yeah, I don't think there would be anything that you would believe relevant to your quest here.
Okay.
Am I finding anything?
So you're finding a lot of books,
We're
which
in a
I'm sure is
library.
exciting for
It
Uwe.
very, if he wasn't so also interested in what happened.
I imagine at some point you find something and you're like, I've got to make a note of this book to come back and read this, and you pull out your most recent volume that you've been writing your notes in, and you start flipping towards the end where you'd left off writing your notes, and on the way you come across that portion of your notes where the pages were removed.
Oh.
Oh.
That's
Wait, so the pages are back?
No, there's a portion of his book that he keeps all of his notes in that previously he had found pages were removed from his notebook.
That's... Well, if the pages are removed here, I'll say perhaps around here, and that would explain. But that would mean that they were... But why would I go? Why would I be either go there myself or be sent to the forest? And why would they know me or know of me?
I still, while I'm doing this, I still flip to the rest of the pages and write down that note.
While your mind is reeling, you're
Wow.
still writing notes.
While my mind is reeling, I'm still writing notes.
I mean, you could just take the book with you.
It is my book.
No, I'm...
But in answer to the general question, you so far have not been able to find anything that might give you any clues about your runes.
I move on from there and I start working through the bookshelves.
Well, I'm kind of playing something soft and kind of easy to play. Hamir looks over to Neros. That's quite the face, Abby.
I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, he's just like, Neros. And he looks very, in thought right now. And so he's just, why are you doing this? Why are you here?
It's a job.
It's a job. What? You and the other one, Zephyr and Howard even, are very young. Racist. You all seem very young to me. What is it? Why are you here that you're so young? Do you not have your family, or do you not have anyone to look after? Are you just on your own?
No to the first and no to the second.
Ah, I see. A victim of circumstances.
Sort of.
Sort of. I won't pry, that's fine.
I mean, it's no secret. Just no one ever asked me about it.
Wow. But you just don't have parents? Didn't you say no to that?
I don't know if I have parents.
That's...
In other words, I don't know if they're alive. I don't know if they're dead. I was left at an orphanage when I was a few days old.
Ah, I see. I only ask because I'm feeling a little... I don't know what the word is. I'm not nostalgic about it. It wasn't a good time. I'm out here, and this instrument reminded me that I'm looking for my daughter. And all of you are young, and so is she, and it's making me think about that. Why she would be out here. I'm not sure if she was taken from me. The house was a wreck, shambles. Looked like someone had broken in, but I saw something the other day, and I think she left herself. And
How old was she when this happened?
It would have been 3 years ago now. 20. I don't know. I wasn't very good to her as a father, and I thought if maybe I find her, I could try again or something, but...
Is that what you were yelling about? We all heard you. You weren't very quiet.
Sorry, they ticked me off a bit, and...
They?
I brought a lot back from me with the war, and a lot of it did not teach me how to be a father very well. So she left, and I was curious why she might have left, if it was just me, or if something happened, and all of you seem like her, and people so young doing this, throwing their lives down for a bit of money isn't something people your age should be doing necessarily, and it made me...
Well,
I don't know.
To be fair, this is better than other things I've done. This is a steady job.
That's good, I guess. But I don't know. I was just curious. It made me think about a lot of things today, and I thought maybe I had the vain hope that maybe she was in here or something, but it seems like it was just Uver.
Uver currently like picking up a book, looking at it, shakes his head, puts it back.
I only even... He's just playing this instrument still. He's like... I only even started playing this thing because she plays instruments. I thought it would help. It did not.
Well...
I don't know. Sorry, I'm
no,
just
you're fine.
rambling about things. But
I mean, you never know. Could find her
I hope so.
at some point.
I feel like she is in danger.
Well, at least she has a father.
Worry.
Someone who's learning to, I don't know, be better. All you can do is try, Hamir.
I don't know if I'm very good at that. I worry that she'd be happier without one. But I don't know. Parents are complicated. Alward's better off that his didn't come home.
Monster. Okay. My papa loved me.
Are you certain about that?
Hamir sort of looks off at Alward and then looks over at another place, and it's like a lot of them weren't the same people towards the end.
Sam, I know I gave you a lot of things with my father. If you make him a crappy dad, I will not forgive you.
I didn't say he was a crappy dad.
I'm just saying.
He wasn't a dad for the last 10 years of his life.
Yes, he was.
Sorry,
War
I know
changes
that's kind
people.
of... I don't know how much you knew about that either. I don't know how much he knows about that either. It's awkward running into him.
Well, now you're working with him.
Now he's your boss.
No.
Not anymore. This job, you're not the boss.
Mm-hmm.
No, we all signed on this one.
I'm still contractually the leader.
The boss
Not
still
for this
has to
job.
sign.
Because that guy,
Oh, yeah, we didn't
Salison,
sign
just
for
came
that.
to
Oh, yeah,
us.
I guess Salison would be
This
the boss.
job, you're not the boss.
Yeah.
That's why I haven't been just listening,
Good.
dude.
This entire time, she's still holding the book,
Is that
staring.
something?
Yeah, I was hoping to find something. I don't think it's here.
Gotcha.
It's fine. She closes it and puts it back on the shelf.
You just travel a lot. I haven't seen a lot of Kyle up here.
Yeah, I'm not from here.
Wow. Yeah.
I just sort of traveled up here. by chance. Found a road, walked down it, ended up here.
Yeah, I figure the same with Zephyr. He seems like someone who causes a lot of trouble and gets pushed around to different places.
I thought you were going to end with and gets pushed around.
That's why I made that face.
In the background, you hear, "No, Zephyr, not that one, but it's that one. It's a little higher.
A little higher. You get up there.
You're on my shoulders. I don't."
I just didn't think we'd find ourselves in a place like this, and well, it seems calmer than I was expecting, so I'm sure we'll get out of here soon. And then he kind of just focuses back on the music.
All right, then. And
Sorry, that was a weird thing to say.
I'll continue scanning the shelves.
What am I finding?
You don't find any books on your runes, but you do find a book that catches your interest when you pull it out. Because the first time you pull it out, it's blank. And then it starts filling in with diagrams and notes of things that you already know about your runes.
Oh.
But it's only exactly what you already know.
Wait. And I flip through it multiple times to see what's there and whatnot. And I go, but so I watch it fill out as I, oh, that's interesting. So
when you get over the initial, like, oh, wait, this is about my runes, you come to the realization that this is a book of erudition. At the beginning of the day, you can invest in the book to give yourself a +1 item bonus to recall knowledge checks with a skill of your choice that morning.
nice.
I mean, it would.
The only catch is you have to be able to reference the book to get the bonuses.
Right.
How to crack skulls.
Uver flips through it, and after he realizes what it is, the joy kind of lessens a little bit, but then he's like, it can still be useful, I suppose. But anyway, and he shoves it in his satchel and continues going through shelf by shelf and book by book.
By the end of the search, our team of researchers going shopping have found several of the books that Salazar has asked for, of like old forgotten books that's like, you know, if we were back in Absalom, we'd have a copy of this. That's like, you found a copy, you know. You found a few books that, like, you know, trying to do a little bit of linguistics works to decipher the title of it. You're like, this might be useful, so you stuff that in the bag as well. You're not able to find everything by the end, but you definitely feel like the haul you got will satisfy the wizard. Speaking of the wizard, Uver, you find nothing on your runes, which makes you wonder, possibly,
Where they went.
why were you here?
There's nothing here. There's nothing here about it. But why would I be here? Why would I even bother with the what's his name? I mean, stories, yes, but what was I here for?
Perhaps one of the books that we don't have translated yet will be of service.
Yes, but that doesn't answer the question. As I was here. Do you not understand? I was here, and I was researching, and I had the books on what's his name?
Erid.
Erid, and but why him? Why him? And why is there nothing else in this room about what I truly want to learn?
There are 2 books of ancient Thessalonian that we don't know what they're about.
I could maybe help Uver
What do you mean?
if you're willing to try something a little different.
Can we do this out of the place with
It would be
monsters around every
stronger
other
if
door?
we did it here. Better connection. I like with my foot, I like reach over to that other chair and like push it forward a bit so you could sit down.
What do you have in mind?
We're performing
put-
a seance.
I put the chalice in the middle of the table. I've learned a lot of things I shouldn't know from this. Maybe we can help you along
Did he just say we?
He did.
Okay. I didn't know he was a we.
There are many things that I have seen and I have learned in my long life. Things that you young people...
Why are we always young?
Everyone's commenting on how young we are.
I don't
and I'm
like
slightly
it.
offended.
It's okay.
I mean, you can, but, comparatively.
I mean, yeah,
Your
comparatively,
baby.
but still sad.
There are things that you do not know, and in knowledge that I have learned that has been long lost.
Because you have memory loss. I'm sorry.
And I have done things to learn knowledge. Never to harm. Never to harm. Knowledge should not harm if done correctly. But I have never been one to shy away from finding knowledge. And now I find that knowledge has been taken from me. Stolen. And I don't know why.
Then let's
So,
take it back.
I will do this. What must I do?
Just sit down here.
He sits.
Grab the chalice. And I also put my hand on it. Try to reach out to it.
The memories.
The memories. The chalice. Then maybe some fog starts coming off for some fun effect. It's a little cold, but it's good.
You're going to ruin the books.
Try to find something and pull on it. The camera kind of pulls further back from us and it kind of starts going around in a circle. And we start seeing a hand on each of your shoulders and on my shoulders.
There's a group.
Well, the two of us.
Just the
And
two
then as it's
of
kind
us.
of going around, there are about 13 ethereal figures standing around us.
And Uver, in your vision, you start to see the whole room around you getting darker until it feels like you're just in a void of black, and all you can see is yourself holding the chalice, Hamir holding the chalice across from you, and these 13 figures standing in a circle around you. The runes on your arm are starting to glow, and you look up, and behind Hamir, you see this figure in chains. And that's where we'll end the episode.
I refuse. Let's continue.
Nominations for tonight's Hero Point.
Why are you even asking?
I'd say Uver. Okay, so this is Sam. I got a hero point. I wanted Sven at one, but I wanted us both to get one, but they gave it to me. So I took Hasty Block. It says, play when you're hit by a physical attack and have a shield within reach and a free hand. Look, I have those things.
Well, you don't have a free hand.
Oh, I don't have a free hand. I'd have to not have my implement. I forget. Anyway, in case it comes up, it lets me interact to draw and wield the shield and then use it to shield block against the attack that I'm hit by. And then after I'm attacked, the shield's torn from my grip and lands in an adjacent space. So it's like a last minute real quick block in case something happens.
Really cool.
I'm going to go and head out and pester Jordy about giving out a second hero point to Sven because that was really cool.
I think we're all going to do that.
Yeah, I think so.
Let's do
It'll
it.
never happen.
Protest.
See you all in the next episode.
Oh my god.
This has been an Atomic Broadcasting production. Pathfinder, Galarian, and the Lost Omens world setting are copyright of Paizo. More information at paizo.com. Music in the show is from Monument Studios' collection, as well as assorted artists with some original tracks composed by Jordy Hake. More details in the description. If you enjoyed the show, please remember to share with a friend, and we'll look forward to seeing you again next time.
I want everyone to know we were having an hour conversation. Jordy had to cut all of it.
I have to cut it off somewhere. Speaking of cutting things off, you
How many
That was
transitions
actually
can
well
we
done.
get?
Well, speaking of transitions, the door's about to open.
Jacob's gonna have a folder full of just.
I feel
Jordy's
like that's more of a
transitions.
threshold.
I don't care. Let's
What's
just
going
start.
on with
What's
this door?
happening?
Speaking of what's happening,